How are you getting on? How's things? You well? Are you well? I got a nice compliment there from someone saying, Tony, I think you have a lovely voice. I think you have a lovely singing voice. I'd actually love to hear you do more singing, someone said. So, Gary, let me tell you this. My name is Jean Valjean. I'm going to have Jean Valjean be the new character who encourages me to sing. Do it, Tony. Okay, I will. Then I'll return. I pledge my word, then I'll return. You must think me mad. I've hunted you across the years. I found out a couple of bucket lists, right? One thing I want to do in my bucket list, right? I want to build a cabin in the wood out of slats. Out of slats. Out of slats. You know, panels. If those bloody lads from East Wall don't get all the bloody slats for the bonfire. I tell you couldn't move in Marino. If you had a bit of wood in you, there was like a fucking red dot pointed at you by the lads in East Wall trying to get the slats off you. So if I can manage to get some slats off the crew, of the East Wall crew, I'm going to go into the woods and I'm going to build a cabin. A little wanking cabin. What else am I going to do? Well, not exclusively. What am I saying? I was about to stop the podcast. This is what I do. I'm like, why did I say wanking cabin? And then I was going to stop it. For whatever, for sitting in there playing the guitar, for just... I am not a woodman. I grew up with, I suppose, a quite... and this was nothing put on me by parents or anything like that, but I suppose I grew up quite judgmental of people who did woodwork. I think even though woodwork would have been something I would have loved to do, I was scared to do it because the attitude at the time was that tough boys do it. Tough boys do woodwork. And I've got glasses. You know what I mean? Do you ever meet, I tell you what, if you ever meet a mad lad who's got glasses, some lad who'd be like, what are you fucking saying? Well, he's got glasses. If they have glasses, being like, this guy can fucking kill you. Any mad lad who's got glasses. I believe, I told you the story of Gary Moore, right? Gary Moore had glasses. The little fella. I told you the story. I was walking around Raheny and a bunch of lads, one lad looked like he'd just kind of been in a bit of a tussle, a bit of a scrap. There was a bit of an energy raw from something else. And he was like, oh, fuck's sake, man. Oh, I tell you what, man. When I see Gary Moore, when Gary Moore gets here, I'm gonna... And then you just hear it from the corner. What are you gonna do, Gary Moore gets here? What are you gonna do? Oh, leave it, Gary. That's where I got Gary from. And little Gary Moore showed up and started taking lumps out of him, out of the big lad. And Gary Moore had glasses, right? I tell you the trifecta, right? And look, I'm not having a go at anyone here, right? But if you are ever started on by a little fella with glasses who's a bit camp, then you need to fucking run. In fact, you need to move country. That is the wild. What are you fucking saying? What the fuck are you saying? You don't know about me. You don't know about my life. You need to fucking run, right? That's the trifecta. So, in general, I just walk over. I walk over to the other side of the road if I see a small lad with glasses pulling shapes. Then I'm fucking moving, right? How did I get onto this? You don't know about me. You don't know about my dad. Whatever. I shouldn't have brought the dad. But yeah, well, another things in my bucket list: build a cabin in the woods made of slats, and another one was pop a proper ollie up onto a grind. I'd love to be able to even just pop an ollie up onto a lip and hold it there and then hop off. As skateboarder boy, I was kind of more into just the scene. Than I was shy at skateboarding, right? I was a skateboarding kid. I couldn't do fuck all, right? And I tell you, it's a lesson that I should have held with me for the rest of my life. When you drop in on a ramp, you need to put your best foot forward. Like you literally have to lean into as if you're going to snot yourself. If you go back, then you're just going to have it slide under you. No half measures, as Hank. No, not Hank. Who said it in Breaking Bad? Your man in Breaking Bad. No half measures, right? If you start leaning back on the foot, the board's going to go from under. You need to go head first. You need to go head first. You need to say, hey, I'm dumb. I might smash my head. I don't care. Hey, will you meet me? You know, I'm stupid. I don't expect you to say otherwise. You know? So that'll be it. Be able to drop in on a ramp comfortably, and then from dropping in, pop an ollie up onto a lip of something, like a grind on a skateboard, right? That's another one. Another one, of course, is winning the Eurovision, right? That's a dream. I won't put that on the bucket list. That's a dream, is winning the Eurovision for Ireland. Because I think that's where people fall short, is they're like, I'd love to just compete in the Europe. No. You got to win. You got to say, I'm going to fucking win the Eurovision. And I am going to win the Eurovision, but that's a dream. A bucket list for me would be to be Jean Valjean in a community theatre version. I don't care what it is, right? Hopefully I get big enough in the realm of celebrity that I can be washed up, you know. I'd love to get to the stage where I'm washed up celebrity, Tony Cantwell, in, you know, Rehab, Celebrity Rehab, the musical. My name is Jean Valjean. Please, just give us a bliff. I'd love that, right? So I'd love to perform as Jean Valjean in something, or in a Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'd love to be Frankenfurter, right? Two ends of the masculine spectrum, and I tell you, I'd love to do them both. I want to be Tim Curry's Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror Picture Show. All right, okay, good. That's some of the bucket lists, right? Build a cabin in the woods, pop an ollie, and perform in a musical. Another musical. I already was in a musical. No big deal. Also, I wrote a song. So I wrote a song. This is my song for Europe, right? This is Tony Cantwell's song for Europe. And also, I want to say this, right? I was doing a bit of Googling, right? I think as this podcast grows, I'd love to get it. I'd love to make it a full-time thing. Not the only thing that I do, but I'd like to have it, there be a video, associated with it. I'd like to do it from a studio. I'd like to have a producer who could help me source information. So if I say, what is the selection process for the Eurovision? I sound like an idiot out there. Then someone can actually tell me this is what it is. But from what I found out online, where is it? Here it is. The selection process from 1965 to 1982, there was the National Song Contest. And then similarly in 84 to 96. Then there was a Euro. So Eurosong, the first version of Eurosong, this was 1987 to 2001. Whatever was done in that period of 1987 to 2001 for selection needs to be revisited. That is the winning formula. I don't know how it works, right? And there's also been Eurosong from 2008 to 2015. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same selection process. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember televoting. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm so dumb that I completely forgot that 5 years ago. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't living in Ireland from 2009 to... Was it? 2009 till 2016. So, you know, I missed out on a lot, right? I didn't know if it was something you'd be calling in, right? So maybe there was. But I think that's something that needs to be revisited. What I'm getting at is, I wrote a song. And I'm happy to go through the proper rigmarole, right, of entering the competition properly and getting the televotes, you know. Plume don't need any extra treatment here, you know what I mean? Treat me as you would a Linda Martin, a Johnny Logan, do you know what I mean? This is my song. This song is called Europe is an Island. Okay, here we go. I just realised I wrote fucking Hey by Four Non Blondes. Fuck's sake! And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Whatever. I wrote this song. I wrote this song about 15 minutes ago, and I thought, fucking hell, that's great. That's really good. And like it has and like, you know, and I convince myself sometimes, You know, the making of a good song is when you have that kind of familiar feeling to it. Like Yesterday. Like when Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday. Ham and eggs, how I really love my ham and eggs. It came to him in a dream, right? And he's like, and that's already been written. And he's like, no, it hasn't. So I thought, well, this is my version of it, right? Fucking hell. And I try. Oh my God, do try. Here we go. Europe is an island, and I'm the Lord of the Flies. So give me them 12 points, baby. Yeah. Or I'll smash in your four eyes. 'Cause you're all pigs. Pigs. You're all pigs. Oh, wee. I ad-libbed at the end of it. Right, we got a lot to talk about. It's part 4 of Eurovision Viva. And let's get on to it. This is Tony Cantwell Shit Show.
Eurovision, baby. E is for every country in the world, and U is for you and me, a boy and girl. R is for really, really good song, and O is for oh my God, I wasn't wrong. B is for victory and getting marks. I for idea, it starts just with a spark. S for surprise at the stars in our eyes. I for imagine that was you and I. O for 100 points for the show. And for should we stop? Oh hell, I'm saying no.
Ah, lovely stuff there. Thank you very much again, composer Connor Moore there for the theme song. We did it, guys. We did it, girls. We did it, NBs and gender fluids. We are here at the Eurovision Grand Final to declare today what is the single greatest Eurovision entry of all time. Irish Eurovision entry, I should have said, but I'm not editing this because we're going fucking raw today. So I'm not editing that. What was once 45 is now 8. But as well as that, we got a few international Eurovision surprises coming up on the episode. But I do want to thank everyone who has been supportive, who has been telling me what they've liked, what they haven't liked, disagreed, agreed for the most part, I have to say. Got a bit of hate for the Linda Martin stuff. Listen, Linda, honey, listen, Linda. You know I love you. You know you're my baby. And this country can never repay you for what you did. Starting the streak with Why Me, okay? Yes, it didn't win on the day in this tournament, but what it did for this country, it put Ireland on the map. It made all the fingers point and say we need to give them even more points. 3 years on the trot. So thank you very much for that. But I want to start this episode, before we go into declaring the winner and going into the tournament, I want to say a special thank you in a special Eurovision version of Tony's Name Drop Corner. Is it Louis Walsh or Bono he's the horn for? Let's find out in Tony's Name Drop Corner. Here we go. You cunt. So what's weird about this podcast is I still don't really focus on the fact that this is I'm broadcasting, right? I'm broadcasting stuff. This is going out. This has a reach. This is not just me doing this in a room, putting it on a website. I mean, it is just that, me doing it in a room, putting this on a website, and then people being able to go onto the website and listen to it. But it is broadcast, right? So it does have a level of reach. And this podcast has reached or come in junction with some actual Eurovision entrants, and in some cases, Eurovision winners. So to give you an example, on the Patreon, someone got in contact, says their auntie is Kim Jackson, who came 10th for Ireland in 1991. Could it be that I'm in love? So there's a little conjunction there. I also got a message from, where is he here? A chap, Connor Eads. Connor Eads, his dad wrote Take Him Home, the Jump the Gun song that I was a big fan of, which came 8th for Ireland in 1988. And he says his dad plays it in the gaff every Christmas. So that's that. What else we got here? Oh yeah, David Gill Martin got in contact. He says that his pal Dan's dad is Paul Harrington. of Rock and Roll Kids. And he played a bit of the podcast to Paul Harrington. And Paul Harrington said, I sounded like a young Terry Wogan. So, what you think of that? Huh? For Tony's Name Drop Corner. So here we go. Was it Louis Walsh or Bono he'd the horn for? Turns out it was Kim Jackson, Jump the Gun, and Paul Harrington. Here we go. You can't. So thank you very much for reaching out. But look, we have got a jam fucking packed show today. Let me tell you what's coming up. In the final of the Tony Cantwell Best of Irish 2020 Eurovision. Ding, 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 ding.
It's my life, stand toward the beat. Take it off in my arms, it's the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me lay face
Where once there was 45, now there's only 8. First off, we have Here Comes the Croon, when Pat McGeegan has the chance of a lifetime when he faces off against Red Hurley. Forget Love, will Ryan Dolan survive when he faces off against the vicious twins, Jedward? Will they leave his collar soaked in blood or lipstick? Don't mind, that doesn't make any sense. In what I'm calling the Little Divils Threeway. Then it's the battle of the head, in that it's the voice versus the eyes, to become the face of Ireland, Niamh Kavanagh versus Eimear Quinn. Then it's Hold Me Now versus Rock and Roll Kids, or as I'm calling it, the Hold My Kids while I fuck a rock at this lad for stealing my role. Whatever. It's the reanimated corpse of Johnny Logan versus Paul Harrington and Charlie McGettigan. As well as that, come on, Leshin, we're going to have the proper Euro 2020 mini contest, given the fact that the entries did not get to compete in the Eurovision 2020 and will not be able to compete in 2021. We want to shine a light and decide what is the best on the bookies' top 4 and what song makes it through to the final and should have won Eurovision 2020. As well as that, we got a couple of awards. We're not finished yet, keep playing the music. As well as that, we got a couple of awards. We have Miss Congeniality Award for the classiest act all across this competition, and the Spirit of the Eurovision Award for who is, in my opinion, the act that encapsulates the Eurovision the best across all countries over the years. Wow. And you don't even have to pay for this one. But look, there's so much going on that we just need to jump straight into it. First off, as I said, we have Battle of the Croon. Now, here comes the Croon. Ready or not. Pat McGeegan, chance of a lifetime against Red Hurley's When. So here is Pat McGeegan. Funnily enough, I don't know if you know this, Pat McGeegan, father of boxer Barry McGuigan.
Chance of a lifetime.
I'm going to read some of the YouTube comments here. The orchestration is perfect. The horns are mournful.
One day, while I was out walking, I saw your face in the midst of a crowd.
The most beautiful song from Ireland and definitely the winner, says someone from Italy.
Chance of a lifetime. I thought you'd stare.
Great song. Great singer, should have won.
Think of that wonderful evening. Oh, the sun shone down on us from above. Why should I be out walking that day again? The chance of a lifetime of love.
He's another one, to be fair. All the talk of your Dickie Rocks and your Johnny Logans. Red Hurley. Pat McGeegan. What a crooner. What a great song. Great stuff. Pat, you are up against Red Hurley's When. Again, I will be, because I've run out of things to say, reading the YouTube comments. Great song, great lyrics, well sung, deserves more recognition.
When the days of wine are gone and all the nights are long, then all my thoughts run on to you. When the lonely silence calls, when I walk through empty halls, then all my thoughts run on to you.
One comment here saying, "At last I found it. I couldn't speak English when I first heard it 30 years ago, and I've been searching for it ever since."
You come and touch me with your tender.
Oh, here's a lovely comment here from Grace Ann O'Callaghan. Tony Cantwell's Shit Show podcast brought me here.
Your love was all my world, my days, my life you were. Then all the songs were songs of you. I tasted well of sweet success.
All right, I'm going to move on to the big bit.
Nothing you
Oh, here we go.
that was second best.
Fuck!
Oh, but then I turned and you were gone to someone else's song, and now I'm going back to where
Oh, come on, you know what it is.
I loved you now and then.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? This is the semi-final. What some might say the quarterfinal, except that I incorrectly named the last thing the quarterfinal. I think Red. Look, a bit of info on that song. Italy at the time gave us the maximum 12 points, and the UK gave us 10 points. From what I saw on a YouTube comment, but as it's been seen, you can't. Ever since I fucking fucked up with that Bucks Fizz bit of trivia in the last episode, I can't be trusting YouTube comments. I often find it funny when. Whenever we don't get 12 points from the UK when we're watching the Eurovision, it like the venom in people. It's as if we just watched The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Like, what? We didn't get. It's the fucking least they could do is give us 12 points every single year, no matter what we put out there. And then whenever we end up giving the UK 12 points, everyone in the yeah, that's good. That's actually great. That's great for relations. That's great with Anglo-Irish relations. Speaking of Anglo-Irish, Dickie's got a well-hung and he's got a rare old head. Red, come on. Look, I'm not going to do the competition here where people actually have to fight to the death. I'm going to have a respectful handshake agreement. What's Pat McGeegan and Red Hurley are in the ring. And Pat, I think, kind of knows. Pat knows his number's up, right? He puts his hand out and he goes to shake Red's hand. Red goes in with his big Irish hand, grabs the hand, spins Pat around and gives him a stunner! And then he's all like, gets up and it's like a little rabid dog. Red Hurley, the gentleman of the competition, turns out not a gentleman at all. He has just stunnered and knocked out Pat McGeegan. Pat McGeegan is being carried out in a stretcher. The song, anyway, Pat McGeegan himself is long since passed. Whatever. Congratulations, Red, for making it into the semi-finals. Now, next up, we have the Battle of the Head, in that it's the voice versus the eyes. Now, this is a fucking serious competition here. We've got Niamh Kavanagh versus Eimear Quinn. This is going to be really tough. Genuinely, this is going to be really tough for me. In the order that we have it here, we have, Niamh Kavanagh is first. 1993 winner, Niamh Kavanagh, In Your Eyes. Again, I'm going to read some of the songs, or some of the lines from YouTube here.
Showing no emotion, my feelings locked inside.
RPG Maniac says, the most beautiful song in the history of the
Try
Eurovision.
to take my heart and hide. I built you all around me, afraid of letting go. But suddenly an open door. I never
Everyone's saying, best ever Eurovision, best song.
I
See the light leading me home again. What a fucking song, Jesus. AIB gave her a week off when she won. Alright, come on, let's get to the juice. Here we go. Yes. I met her on holiday once. Nice lady. I had no idea who she was. you know what? Well, do you know what? I can't be giving her too much because she is up against The Voice. So look, let's hear both. Well, listen, Eimear Quinn, let's have her. Keep in mind, we had the streak. Eddie Friel, the Brock Lesnar of Ireland, F5'd us. And Eimear Quinn came back with this. She's like an elf from Lord of the Rings, says someone. This would totally win either to tomorrow or any amount of years. The voice is so amazing.
Listen, my child, you say to me, I am the voice of your history. Be not afraid, come follow me. Answer my call and I'll say to you.
Comment here. Can people stop talking about Celtic? Celtic didn't win the Eurovision. Alright, let's get to the nice part. Hey! Ha! Show us your little dance there, John. You get me, show us your little dance. Lovely stuff there from Eimear Quinn. What do we think? Come on, what do we think? It's tough, isn't it? We got Niamh Kavanagh, Eimear Quinn. I mean, arguably both could be the face of Ireland. Like, I mean, if we were to get a fiver note again, no, do you know what? Well, yeah, no, the fiver because you'd see more of them. I'd put one of their faces on them. You know, I'd put. Oh, who would I put on the currency? I'd put Bono on the hundo. I put Dave Allen on the 50, right? I put comedian Dave Allen on the 50. I would put Colin Farrell from his sex tape when he had the shaved head on the 20. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, right? On the 20. No, I put him on the 10 because breakfast should only cost a tenner. Breakfast, lunch and dinner should only cost a tenner. I would put. So I'd have either Eimear Quinn or Niamh Kavanagh on the 5. I'd have Colin Farrell from the sex video with the Playmate on the 10. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'd have Dave Allen as the 50. Bono as the hundo. Who would I have on the 20? Who would I have? Maybe Katie Taylor on the 20. And Katie Taylor on the 20. But who am I putting on the fiver? Who is getting through? It's the battle of the head. And who is ahead? Look, listen, I think you know who wins. You know who wins, right? But okay, here we go. Boom, ka, boom, ba, boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, boom, ba, boom, quan. Eimear Quinn, you know I love you, hon. You are rocking to the break of dawn, but you will not win this competition because you're not a bitch. You're a lovely girl. What am I talking about? Look, Niamh Kavanagh wins. Niamh Kavanagh wins, but listen, Eimear Quinn, you bookended the success of this country. We can never repay you for what you did for this country. Eimear Quinn, can you please come out to the ring? And I would like to ask all of the other Eurovision contestants to come out while we all stand for 7 Undertaker gongs to celebrate our 7th victory in the Eurovision and for Eimear Quinn coming back and reclaiming us on the world stage. 7 gongs in silence, please. Thank you very much, Eimear Quinn. So let's thank Eimear for the music, for giving it to us. Congratulations, Niamh Kavanagh. You are the face of Ireland on the 5 bob note, and you are through to the semi-finals. Next up, we have the Divils, the Little Divils Threeway, as it is Jedward versus Ryan Dolan, aka the Battle of the Lovely Boys with the Nice Skin. Although some would say Jedward, one of them doesn't have very nice skin. And apparently that's how you tell them apart, Daily Mail, you fucking horrible. They're just kids. That's what said in the Daily Mail. One of them, Edward, has bad skin. Horrible, horrible magazine for such good boys. So let's be having you. Let us have... Do you know what? Let's have Ryan Dolan first, right? Ryan Dolan might be the front runner coming into this. This is 2013's dead last. Ryan Dolan, Only Love Survives. Ha! Shit, straight in. Just straight in. Seriously, if anyone knows Ryan Dolan, can you get me in touch? The strings, like this, they just threw everything at this song. The last night alive. How did this not win? I'm going to leave you wanting more on that. I'm going to leave you wanting more to prove a point of how good that song is. But look, it's up against Jedward. This is the battle. This is the Divils Threeway. Jedward versus Ryan Dolan. Here we go. I found a couple of Jedward jokes on the Daily Mail. Here's one. Why don't Jedward play hide and seek? Because no one will look for them. How do you get Jedward to play in unison? Shoot one, says the Daily Mail. How do you put a sparkle in Jedward's eye? Singular, it says here. Shine a torch in their ears, it says here, plural. So, how do you handle that? Still the best we've performed in the last 20 years, this song. Kala, Kala. Kala, Kala. Look, I actually, yous all know how I feel. Yous all know how I feel about the songs, right? Yous all know I have a leaning, I have said previously in other episodes, that I believe Ryan Dolan's Only Love Survives is the greatest Eurovision entry of all time. Lipstick is an absolute toe-tapping banger. Here's another Jedward joke for you. How many Jedwards does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They can't get that high. I don't know what that means. I tell you, this is a good one though. This is the one I was laughing at on Patreon. Will you hear this, right? What do a vacuum cleaner and Jedward have in common? They both suck when you plug them in. Look, I love the jokes, but Jedward, let's thank Jedward for the music. Jedward, I'm sorry guys. It's not your time. I don't want them to die. I don't want them to die, right? I don't want them to die. So I'm not going to have them killed. I respect them. I love them. I genuinely do believe they are a national treasure. See, this is what I don't like, right? I don't like when people hop on a bandwagon and that you know, like people give out about Crystal Swing or a Jedward or something like that. Like these things, because you see them, are not stealing the limelight from anything else, right? No one is stealing anything from anyone else. And I know that it can feel like that sometimes. You look at Jedward and you think, why isn't that bloody girl band, you know, or Fontaine's or something like that? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you just have to respect the fact that they're not. It's not the same stage, right? It's like when I was younger, and I was all like, how do you prefer bloody Britney Spears to Nirvana? You know, how do you prefer, you know, Baby One More Time to the song Rape Me? You know, you just got to understand that there are different things, and no one is stealing limelight from anyone else. There's enough space. Thank God for Jedward. I love you. But Ryan Dolan, you are through to the full-blown semi-final. Congratulations, my baby. You know I love you. Next up we have, okay, fucking hell. Now we have Hold Me Now versus Rock and Roll Kids, or as I'm calling it, the Hold My Kids while I fuck a rock at this lad for stealing my role. Hang on, have I messed this up? Is this still going to be... Right, look, I have messed this up, right? But listen, let me explain what's happened here, right? As it stands, you have... I've done these competitions. I've declared these competitions in the wrong order, okay? It was meant to be Red and Pat McGeegan first, then Jedward and Ryan, then Niamh and Eimear, and now Johnny and Paul. I'm keeping with that. And this is the way it was throughout the entire tournament. I can't mess up the order now, okay? So I have messed it up there. But at the moment, as it stands, it is Red Hurley versus Ryan Dolan, and Niamh Kavanagh will now be facing either Johnny Logan or Paul Harrington, Charlie McGettigan, in the full-blown semi-final. So let's get on to that now. Right, here we go. Local bully Johnny Logan. I can't believe that. Like, literally, like, antagonising Dickie Rock, having said, I thought we were friends. But what a banger. Here we go. This is going to be really tough. 1987 winner from Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan, the greatest entrant in Eurovision history.
Don't close your heart to how you feel. Dream. And don't be afraid the dream's not real. Close your eyes. Pretend it's just the two of us again. Make believe this moment's here to stay. Touch me the way you used to do. I know tonight could be all I'll have with you. From now on, you'll be with someone else instead of me. So tonight, let's fill this memory. For the last time, hold me now. Don't cry, don't say a word, just hold me now. And I will know though we're apart, we'll always be together, forever in love. What do you say when words are not enough?
It is just an effortlessly... Again, it's this song and the next song are songs that I just actually have to stop and listen to every time I hear them. This is not just... Like I said this before, Hold Me Now is not just something you put on for a laugh and we laugh about the fact that it's a great song. It is a banger. And it has heart. And you know exactly the situation. You need even a very loose grasp of English. You can figure out exactly what the situation here. This is not some fucking pander to Europe anthem. It is just, we're breaking up. That's the way it's going to be. We had a good run. We have tonight. And tonight, we're just going to celebrate what we had. It's beautiful. I love it. Does it compare to what a lot of people, what a lot of my peers would say, Friends, is the greatest entry of all time?
I remember 62. I was 16 and so were you. And we lived next door.
All this.
On the avenue.
All those little.
Jerry Lee was big and Elvis too. Blue jeans and blue suede shoes. And we never knew what life held in store. We just wanted to rock and roll forevermore.
All that. Brilliant.
We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we
did, and listening to those songs on the radio. I was yours and you were mine, but that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore.
Look, I'm not even a rock and roll kid, and that just... There's a nostalgia melodically. It melodically gets under your skin and makes you think of the best times in your life and why they're not around anymore. It just, through any language, hits that. I mean, for me, it wouldn't be rock and roll kids, it'd be Pokemon. Me thinking of playing Pokemon. Just fucking transferring Pokemon from one Game Boy to the other, and how class that was. Oh, we were the Pokemon kids. Playing Pokemon was all we did. Whether it was yellow, red, or blue. Bulbasaur or Mr. Mime. Nidorina or Nidoran. And now we never seem to Pokemon anymore. Pokemon Kids wins. Pokemon Kids, rock and roll kids wins. Johnny, you've lost my respect recently because of your bully in the Poor Dickie Rock. Even though apparently he did spit. Well, I don't know what that fucking MAGA lad was saying. Obamagate. See Trump posting about Obamagate? Anyway, this isn't a politics podcast. This is a Eurovision podcast. And Rock and Roll Kids makes it through for the battle of the kids' voices. No, it's not the voices. It's the eyes. Little children's eyes. Whatever, I don't know what I'm about. Niamh Kavanagh versus Paul Harrington, Charlie McGettigan in the full-blown semi-final. How exciting. What we're going to do, though, is take a little bit of a break from that to look at this year's 2020 contest. What I've decided to do is look at the top 4 bookies' favourites, which were Italy, Bulgaria, Lithuania and Iceland, and compete them together to decide what essentially is the best song of all these. So how I've paired it is Italy versus Bulgaria and Lithuania versus Iceland. Lithuania and Iceland both have a kind of dancey tune. Italy and Bulgaria, a bit of a crooner tune, and the spirit of the Eurovision. So first off, we're going to have Italy. Here we go. Look, I said I'd deliver more. I'm delivering your full-blown Euro fix. This is Diodato. Fare amore. Here we go.
Sai che cosa penso? Che non dovrei pensare.
Do you think I shouldn't think?
Che se poi penso sono un animale.
Because when I think, I'm an animal.
E se ti penso tu sei un
And if I
animale.
think of you, you're a soul.
Forse questo temporale
Maybe it's this storm
che mi porta da te.
that brings me to you.
E lo so, non dovrei farmi
And I
trovare
know I shouldn't be around
senza un ombrello anche
without a shield.
se ho capito che
But I got that. This is a fucking
quanto
banger. I love
fuga
this.
torno sempre a te. Che fai rumore qui e non lo so se mi fa bene, se il tuo rumore mi conviene, ma fai rumore, sì, che non lo posso sopportare, questo silenzio innaturale tra me e te.
What a banger. What a banger. So that's Italy. Fare amore qui. So Italy won twice. Once in 1964 for a song called Non l'ho letta per amarti, which was sung by, at the time, the youngest entrant ever. 16 years and 3 months. Do you know what that translates to, the song? I'm not old enough to love you. Written by a pedo, no doubt. I'm a broadcaster. Some could say written by a pedophile. No, honestly, the lad who wrote that, she would have been 15 when he wrote that. If she was 16 years and 3 months by the time she sang it, through all the rigmarole actually getting the song out, I'm not old enough to love you. Non-spassion. And they also won again in 1990 with a song called Insieme, 1992. Which was a song hyping up the European Union coming up in 2 years. You little lick, a little lick, a little lick, A little fucking lick for Europe. That was also the same year that Liam Riley, Somewhere in Europe, Battle of the fucking Licks that year. Yes, that's Italy. Italy is up against Bulgaria. This is by Victoria, Tears Getting Sober. So Victoria was actually the bookies' front runner for the whole competition, this song. Victoria came to prominence in the X Factor. She competed 3 years on the trot to get in. Eventually got in and then left the show in week 9. She wrote this. Here we go.
Great, feel my head is taking over me. 10 deja vu's a day, and each time I'm getting colder. Pain, I should let it go. Your lies burn like sugar in my wounds. In time, my wound will be a scar. Strained, but my tears are getting sober now, and I've been here before, so wait. That I'm holding on my shoulders, I'm gonna let it go. This is my first time trying. Look how
Sounds like Billie Eilish. Not to point out the obvious here.
I've got this dirt inside me. I've got some space to grow. Your lies burn like sugar in my wounds. So
I'm not gonna give it too much time there. I think both those songs are fucking bangers, and I respect that. I think it's kind of understated. It's not too over the top. It knows what it is. It lives in the pocket of its own melody, but it's just expertly done. I think that's fantastic. Where does it come? I don't know. I love that. Fare amore qui. I tell you what. Why don't we? No, I have to. This is about. Oof. I love how just low key that is. Do you know what? Coming into this competition, I was just giving it to Italy. I was like, this is going straight into Italy's pocket, but I think that's better. I think that's just a cool, chill, and the video is pretty cool as well. I highly recommend checking it out. Victoria, congratulations. I had full intention of Italy getting through because I've been listening to that Fire Amore song on repeat since I heard it, and I'm fucking speechless. I'm speechless. Right, next up we have Lithuania, which was I think the second front runner overall in the competition. This is by The Roop with the song On Fire, which had one of the more well-known dances. This is also a battle of the dances because Iceland had a well-known dance, Daddy and Freyr, Think About Things. But this is The Roop, On Fire. So you can't see it now, but he's holding a magnifying glass up.
I'm a human, not a stone. I can make a change and go wherever I want to.
Go.
They told me maybe I'm too old, but there's fire in my soul.
This came first in the charts in
The
Lithuania.
heat is getting higher. I feel that I'm on fire.
Scoring the highest ever televote in Lithuanian
World
history.
is my desire.
The song is about staying in your
I feel
prime
that
as you get older.
I'm on fire.
People in their 30s already feel untimely aged and hopeless. I believe this is not normal. Oh, fucking hell, drop something there.
There's no doubt I'm strong enough to reach that state I've dreamed of. It's gonna happen, and I will do what I can just to be a better man. The heat is getting higher. I feel that I'm on fire.
I have faced difficult thoughts, but I strive to change my approach to things, put more energy into my activities than I did when I was in my 20s. With this song, I want to send my listeners confidence and good vibes. So this is the part. people are doing like a chicken dance where they put their hands up like their little chicken. What do you call them? Right, I respect you, Roop. So the chicken dance is kind of putting your, you do like kind of butterfly things over thing. What do you call like the chicken's hat? Like little giblets. The chicken hat. Yeah, well, that's the dance that they do. It's a great song. I can't see. Look, I can't even slag these off. That's a banger, right? But come on, Iceland. Here we go. Come on, Daddy and Freyr. So frontman Daddy is 6'9". Iceland were personally asked to enter the song into Songvakeppnin. That's the song competition after the 2017 tune, which is also a banger and I highly recommend it, listen to. Huh. Okay. Like, this tune went viral. I heard this tune before any other tune. It was like, everyone needs to check out Iceland's song.
I know I love you. I find it hard to see how you feel about me.
Huh.
'Cause I don't understand you. Oh, you are yet to learn how to speak. When we first met, I will never forget.
Like, I don't even want to talk over it. It's great.
'Cause even though I didn't know you yet, we were bound together then and forever. And I could never let you go.
Just gets better.
Baby, I can't wait to know. What do you think about things? Believe me.
This would have blown up on TikTok.
Be there so
Because of the dance.
you can tell me anything and I'll listen.
Alright, that's a fucking banger, right? It gets even better. Lithuania, I respect you. I am not a man. My respects to you, Chicken Boo, and your chicken dance, but I'm giving it to Iceland. Whoa! Right. So now we have in the final Victoria versus Iceland in the final. But you know what? Let's take a little break. Let's go on to the full-blown semi. We are back in Ireland. It is Red versus Ryan, Niamh versus Rock. In the full-blown semi-final. Red Hurley, give it to us one more time. We have already heard it. Let's get into the middle of the song. The best part.
I turned and you were gone
Ha!
to someone else's song.
And now
I'm going back to when I loved you now and then.
Right, and let's get into the best part of this song.
I need light
Red versus Ryan.
and even
Sorry, I need to point this out. There's an Irish guy in the crowd here. Listen to this.
and we're dancing to the
Just listen to the woo, woo. Will you hear?
in the end,
And you think, like, this song is 90 seconds in, and it adds a new part every 15 seconds. Like, it is unrelenting. Right, look. Red, what do you think? Red v. Ryan. Has the song grown on you? Am I the only one who thinks that is one of the best bangers in Eurovision history? Well, listen, Red, I love you. I respect you. When you talk about the Battle of the Crooners, when you talk about some of the Ireland's greatest Eurovision entries, you deserve to be in the top 5, in my opinion. In my opinion. You've made it here. I'd put When over... I mean, if it was even When versus What's Another Year, I don't know. We could be having a different conversation. Did we already have that? I don't even remember. I don't even know. I've been doing this too long. Red Hurley, I respect you. I love you. I think you've an incredible voice. But it is Ryan Dolan, in my opinion, moving on to the final of the Tony Cantwell Shit Show Best of Irish TC Cinematic Universe 2020. What am I calling this tournament? I'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll see it in the notes. Congratulations to Ryan Dolan. You've made it through to the final. You disagree with me? Do your own fucking contest. Right, next up we have... this is going to be really tough. This is the toughest part. This is the toughest part of this competition. Is Niamh Kavanagh's In Your Eyes versus the Rock and Roll Kids. I don't know what's going to happen here. Niamh Kavanagh.
My feelings like
What do you think, guys? Come on. What are your initial instincts here?
made myself an island, try to take my heart and hide. I built a wall around me, afraid of letting go. But suddenly an open door I never saw before. In your eyes, I see the light leading me
Home again.
It's heaven in your arms, my love. My heart is in your hands. In your eyes.
Do you know what it is? It's that in your eyes. That just bit there. It's that bit versus the never seem to rock and roll anymore. It is those two parts for me in direct competition. That's where it comes from in terms of this competition, where it breaks down. Those are my two favorite parts of the song. Oh my God, this is so tough. These both, I'm not going to do a cop-out. I'm not doing a RuPaul cop-out where they both win. One will win. I know I just played this, but Jesus.
I remember 62.
I remember Pokemon.
I was 16 and so were you. And we lived next door
On the avenue.
on the avenue.
Rock and roll anymore. On the avenue.
Jerry Lee was big and Elvis too. Blue jeans and blue suede shoes, and we never knew what life held in store. We just wanted to rock and roll forevermore.
Oh God, I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know. Do you know what? I think I do know, and I just don't want to say it. I think I know, and I don't want to say it. Let me let you in on a little insider thing here, right? To do this, I didn't want to come in here and just listen to them and make my mind up, right? So I had all this in an Excel spreadsheet, and I had all the winners kind of laid out. I picked initially what my gut instinct was, right? And my gut instinct was, in this case, of course, Niamh Kavanagh. Of course, Niamh Kavanagh, In Your Eyes. But now, after hearing them both back to back, let me explain, right? There's always even my favorite songs. There's always some parts kind of, there's either a verse or a bridge or a chorus or something that I don't like in a song, or it's just not as good as the different part. Like in Rock and Roll Kids, though, every single part of it, like, it grabs my attention from the piano. It grabs my attention in the harmonies. Those I just wanted to rock and roll forevermore. I don't know any other song like that. Niamh Kavanagh is an incredible ballad. It's up there with if this was Niamh Kavanagh versus Whitney Houston, I Have Nothing, I don't even know, or I Will Always Love You, like, I don't know who would win that. I personally don't. Like, I think it's up there with them. I just think Rock and Roll Kids is a better song. It's the song contest. And I think Rock and Roll Kids is the better song. I'm so surprised. I am so surprised. I mean, Niamh, I love In Your Eyes. It's possibly my favourite. If there's a man fond of hyperbole, it's me, right? Best, my favourite, the most exciting, whatever it is. I've always held Niamh Kavanagh as probably the best. And it's one that I would actually just, if I had a couple of points on me and I wanted just to be like, here, wait till you fucking hear this, and I just want to play it for someone, it would be Niamh Kavanagh above any other song. But hearing those songs back to back, even just that verse from Rock and Roll Kids, it just grabs your attention. And I also don't know. Look, the reality is, Rock and Roll Kids goes on to the final. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. Not that Rock and Roll Kids, just Niamh Kavanagh. I love you. I love you. I think you're an icon. You were on the 5 Bob note, where you belong. For me, if I wanted to show a representation of Ireland, it would be Niamh Kavanagh. I love you. I respect you. There is no losers in this part of the competition. Apart from poor Pat McGeegan getting stunnered there. Congratulations to Paul Harrington, Charlie McGettigan. You were in the final up against Ryan Dolan. Only Love Survives. Taking another break from the Irish tournament now. I would like to hand out a couple of awards. I would like to hand out an award for, in my opinion, the spirit of the Eurovision. And I think the song that encapsulates the spirit of the Eurovision more than any other song in the history of its competition is Romania 2013 Eurovision entry with It's My Life by Caesar. I'm going to remind you what the song was like. Caesar, It's My Life. Caesar is a man wearing a big long dress that's also kind of like Dracula. He's got fangs. He's coming out here low range. You really have to check out this performance. Wait till you hear this. Oh, fucking hell yeah. In the video, there are people coming out from under his giant dress and dancing. And then the best part. Wait, it gets even better. 2013 had some fucking bangers. This was one of them. Now I'm going to skip ahead. Here we go. Right now he's flying in the air and his dress is taking up most of the stage. I can't believe you went up another octave. Congratulations to Caesar, the winner of the Spirit of the Eurovision Award for Most Eurovision Act of All Time. I will also say that was a fucking year. That was a serious year for bangers, 2013. Here's a little recommendation. Here's a little tidbit, actually. All of the Eurovisions are up online. If you have a Eurovision that you didn't see or don't remember who won, I highly recommend getting a group of friends together on a little Zoom call, right? Or just on WhatsApp, or just call them on the phone. All hit press play at the same time. Have a little Eurovision watch party. Vote who you think is going to win. Maybe everyone gets a country. Great show. And they're all online up as far as, I think, from even like 94. Watch the 94 Eurovision. That's the one. That's Rock and Roll Kids. That's Riverdance. That is the three-peat. MJ and the boys. Right, now I'm going to go on to the 2020 contest final. We have Italy versus Iceland for the... No, not even. See, this is the thing. Italy didn't win. I go in here and then I hear the songs and it changes my heart, right? It is Victoria from bloody Bulgaria versus Iceland. Let's have you one more time, Victoria.
Great, feel my head is taking over me. 10 deja vu's a day, and each time I'm getting colder. Pain, I should let it go. Your lies burn like sugar in my wounds, and my tears are getting sober.
Look, I'm sorry. Look, you know who wins.
Oh, baby.
Ha! I can't wait to know.
What do you think about things? Believe me, I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen. I might even know what to say, but either way, at least I'll be.
And then they even go up. They even give you the octave jump.
Baby, I can't wait to know. What do you think about things? Believe me, I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen.
Congratulations to Iceland, the winners of the 2020 Eurovision Song Contest. Woo! Congratulations there to Iceland. Well done. My commiserations to all of the combatants, but especially Victoria, Diodato, and the Roop from Lithuania. Right, it's time for us to get into our grand finals. Here we go. Here we go, the grand final. Ireland. We have, as you know, Rock and Roll Kids versus Ryan Dolan. I can't play the songs again, can I? I will. I'm just going to do it. Ryan Dolan, come on, let's have you one more time. Let's play the second verse this time. Oh, fuck. Such a banger. Come on, let's have you. Do you know what? Can we give... Okay, look. Well, no, I'm not going to give it away. Let's have the second verse of Rock and Roll Kids. I mean, is this interesting hearing the same song 6 times on a podcast? You have to hear them back to back. It's the only way to have it.
Mary's down at the record store. They don't want to be around us no more.
Don't want to be around us no more.
Golden oldies, but we hardly speak. Too busy running to a different beat, hard to understand. We were once like them. How I wish we could find those rock and roll days again. We were the rock and roll kids, and rock and roll was all we did. And listening to those songs on the radio, I was yours and you were mine, but that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore.
Again, just shuts me up. I'm watching this video here.
I was yours
You were mine. 226 points this got. People were walking out with a point.
we never seem to rock and roll.
Yeah, give us 2 of them.
We just never seem to rock and roll anymore.
What a song. What a year. What a competition. Look, hearing the songs back to back. Look, I know people are going to be like, well, how did fucking Ryan Dolan get to the final? The nature of the competition was, right? We're not finished yet. I'm just going to explain something to you here, right? The nature of this competition is it's a tournament. You know how it works in the Champions League. You can have some team, you know, that's what's so exciting about the Champions League is that you can have teams who, if they were literally to go head to head with Barcelona or Liverpool in some cases, they'd be trounced. That's why you have a Liverpool-Tottenham final, okay? Because the tables, where they position in it makes a huge difference, right? Ryan Dolan beat Maria Christian's Wait Until the Weekend Comes. You'll buy that, right? You'll buy that. It beat the Swarbrigs' It's Nice to Be in Love Again. You'd buy that, okay? Ryan Dolan then also beat Colm C.T. Wilkinson, Born to Sing. And it's a better song than Lipstick. And this is not me rigging it so that Ryan Dolan would end up in the final for this competition. I know I'm a huge fan of the song. But to be honest, if Ryan Dolan went up against Niamh Kavanagh, Niamh Kavanagh would win. And now that Ryan Dolan is up against Charlie McGettigan, Paul Harrington, and I didn't anticipate this. I had anticipated Niamh Kavanagh was going to win. But when you hear all the songs, this is what's amazing about the tournament. Everything changes. So please rise, all of your Eurovision combatants, and form a guard of honour for the winners, Paul Harrington and Charlie McGettigan, and songwriter Brendan Graham. I would also like to ask runners-up Ryan Dolan and Niamh Kavanagh to come up and accept your silver and bronze medals respectively. All of the combatants form a guard of honour. Linda Martin, she is no longer saying why me, she's like, I get it, it's you. You have all of them there. Eimear Quinn and Colm C.T. Wilkinson use their cloaks as a kind of overhanging thing that they walk through. Everyone cheers. Jedward smack them up the arse and then tickle each other and laugh. Johnny Logan's there giving Dickie Rock a poor ear lashing. Dickie Rock just wants to watch the show. He can't catch a break even in this fantasy. Red Hurley is there. He salutes them. He accepts. He knows when he's been beaten. Sheba are there. They give a nod to Niamh Kavanagh, a woman. And I stand up there wearing a lovely velour suit. And I say, Niamh, thank you so much for what you've done to this country. I put the bronze around her neck. She gives me a kiss on the cheek and I go bright red. I turn to Ryan and I say, Ryan, that was the single greatest banger of the last 20 years. I am so proud of you and what you've done, and I think you're one of the best voices we've had in this competition. He says, thank you very much. And then I turn to the two lads and I say, lads, what you did on that night in 1994, we can never repay you for. You put this country on the map. You gave us the three-peat. On the same day we had Riverdance. In the same year we had the World Cup. We won the Eurovision with Rock and Roll Kids, Charlie McGettigan and Paul Harrington. Rise now as the greatest song in Irish history. Thank you.
E is for every country in the world, and U is for you and me, a boy and girl. R is for really, really good songs, and O is for, oh my God, I wasn't wrong. B is for victory and getting marks. I for idea, it starts just with a spark. S for surprise at the stars in our eyes. I for imagine that was you and I. O for 100 points for the show. N for should we stop? Oh hell, I'm saying no.